What if I told you that the secret to having strong, lasting erections after 60 has actually been inside your own body all along? No pills, no side effects, no complicated routines. I know it might sound hard to believe, but it's true. I'm Dr. Moit Kara, and after more than 30 years of helping men rebuild their confidence in the bedroom, I've come to understand something powerful. Sometimes the answers we're looking for are already within us. This is especially true when it comes to reigniting your body's natural ability to perform. Today, I want to share something with you that most men have never heard before, something simple and surprisingly effective. There are 3 specific spots on your body that, when gently tapped before intimacy, can help wake up your arousal system, improve blood flow to the penis, and naturally lead to stronger, more reliable erections. It's a simple technique. It's completely free. And it's been supported by both age-old practices like acupressure and recent scientific research. Yet, most men over 60 go through life never knowing this exists. In the next few minutes, I'll walk you through each of these key points. I'll show you exactly where they are, how to tap them, and why they work. All you'll need is your own 2 hands and a quiet moment before intimacy. I'll also share with you a short 90-second ritual that I've taught many of my patients, men who had nearly given up on their sex lives. This simple routine helped them reignite desire, improve function, and restore self-respect. But before we jump into how to tap and where, I want to help you understand why this works. Because when you truly understand what's happening inside your body, you'll not only believe it, you'll feel more connected to the process. As we grow older, especially past 60, our bodies start to respond differently when it comes to arousal. It's not just about desire or testosterone levels. It's also about how your nervous system, your blood flow, and your stress levels all work together or sometimes against each other during those important moments before intimacy. This is exactly where tapping can make a big difference. By gently stimulating certain points on your body, you can send a signal that tells your system it's okay to relax. You're safe. Let the blood flow. It's like flipping a switch from tension to readiness, from stress to arousal. So let's talk about how this actually works, how tapping 3 small points on your body can help improve erections, all without needing medication. Let's begin with the first big idea: why tapping works. The science behind pressure points and how they affect your sexual response. I'll be honest, when I first heard about tapping being used to support erections, I was skeptical. As someone trained in traditional Western medicine, my first thoughts were always about lab tests, prescriptions, or clinical treatments. But over time, after listening closely to my patients, digging into the research, and witnessing the results firsthand, I had a realization. Not every solution comes from a bottle. In fact, some of the most effective ones come from within, already built into your body, just waiting to be switched on. The human body is designed for connection and intimacy. But as we age, that design can start to wear down a bit. Blood doesn't flow as easily. Nerve signals aren't as sharp. And stress weighs heavier than it used to. Many men begin to think, maybe this is just how it is now. But that's not the whole story, not if you understand how to work with your body instead of against it. Tapping isn't just touching. It's about waking up communication between your brain and your body, especially between your mind and your blood vessels. When you apply soft, rhythmic tapping to the right spots, you're actually triggering your body's parasympathetic nervous system. I like to call that the green light mode. It's the part of your system that tells your muscles to relax, your heart rate to slow down, and your blood vessels to open up. This relaxed state is crucial for sexual function. Erections don't happen easily when you're tense or stressed. They happen when you're calm, connected, and your blood is flowing smoothly. That's what tapping helps with. No medication, no side effects. Over the years, I've watched men who were discouraged and frustrated start to experience real changes after just a few tries. They felt more responsive, more alive, more confident. And not because their hormone levels suddenly shot up, but because their bodies were finally being given the chance to do what they were naturally meant to do. Now, let me show you the first point, the one I call the gateway. It's one of the most powerful areas in your body for waking up energy and increasing blood flow where it counts. Most men have no idea how much potential lies in this spot until they begin using it. This first point is known as CV6, also called the Sea of Energy. It's located in your lower abdomen. I remember the first time I showed this point to a patient, a man in his early 70s. He looked at me and asked, "You mean I just tap here?" As he pointed just below his belly button. I smiled. I'd heard that same question so many times. And my answer is always the same: yes. It really can be that simple. The CV6 point sits just a couple of finger widths beneath your belly button. In Eastern practices, it's been used for centuries to awaken the body's natural energy. And now, modern research is starting to confirm what those traditions have known all along. This spot connects directly to deep pelvic nerves and blood vessels, the very same ones involved in erections. When you gently stimulate this point, it helps guide more blood to the lower abdomen and groin. It helps release tension in your core and gets your body ready for sexual arousal. But it's not just a physical shift, something emotional can happen here, too. Many older men carry years of frustration or shame in this area. Feelings of being less than, of not measuring up. But when they tap here with intention, when they breathe and feel that quiet warmth begin to stir, it's like something inside them wakes up again. I always tell my patients, don't just go through the motions. Tap with purpose. As you do it, imagine energy moving through you, blood flowing freely, and your body remembering its strength. Tap gently for about a minute. Breathe slowly and deeply. You might feel a soft warmth or tingling start to build in your lower belly. That's your sea of energy beginning to rise. It's a calm, steady kind of power. You're not forcing anything. You're allowing it. And that can make all the difference. Now, while this first point gets your energy moving, the next one is just as important. It helps quiet the noise in your mind. Because even if your body is ready, if your thoughts are racing, things can shut down quickly. So let me show you the second point, one that helps restore calm and focus in a very unexpected place. The second powerful point I want to show you is called K1, or the bubbling spring. It's found right on the sole of your foot, just beneath the ball. Now, I know that might seem like a strange place to focus when we're talking about intimacy and erections, but this spot connects directly to something many men don't realize is affecting them: anxiety. I once worked with a patient named George. He was 68 and had been struggling quietly for years. His main challenge wasn't blood flow. It was the constant chatter in his mind. Every time he got close to an intimate moment, his thoughts would start racing, his chest would tighten, and his erection would disappear. He told me it felt like his body and his brain were into separate rooms. That's when I introduced him to the K1 point. And things began to shift. You see, the K1 point is deeply grounding. In traditional practices, it's known for bringing calm and balance to the nervous system. And that's exactly what George needed. Because at this stage in life, many men carry around a kind of background stress they're not even aware of. It builds up slowly over time, years of worrying, responsibility, health changes. And then, when it finally comes time to relax and connect, that hidden tension can get in the way. The bubbling spring point speaks directly to that stress. When you gently tap or press on the sole of your foot, you send a quiet message through your whole body that says it's okay to slow down. You're safe. You can let go now. George began tapping this point every evening, just 20 or 30 seconds on each foot. And after a few days, something remarkable happened. He noticed that his thoughts weren't spiraling the way they used to. His breathing became easier. And slowly, his confidence returned. Bit by bit, the old fear began to fade. There's something special about touching your feet before intimacy. It draws your attention down, away from the noise in your head and back into your body. It helps you feel stable and present. And when you pair that with the energy you've already stirred up in your lower abdomen, you create a beautiful balanced energy rising and anxiety falling away. But there's still one final piece to this puzzle. Because even if your body is feeling awake and your stress has quieted down, there's one more place that can either bring it all together or hold you back. It's a point that sits far above the others, a place most men never think to tap. But it holds incredible power when it comes to switching your state of mind from pressure to presence, from hesitation to connection. Let me show you exactly where it is and how it completes the process. The third point is known as GV20, sometimes called the 100 meetings. It sits right at the very top of your head at the crown. In traditional healing systems, this spot is believed to be where all the body's energy lines come together. And while that might sound a bit mystical, there's something very real that happens when you gently tap here. I remember another patient, his name was Richard, 72 years old. He looked at me and said, "Doc, my body's willing, but my mind just won't follow." His words were calm, but you could see the weight he carried in his eyes. Years of self-doubt and frustration had taken a toll. He didn't just want a physical solution. He needed a way to reconnect with himself. GV20 was the key. When you tap gently on the crown of your head for just 20 to 30 seconds, it helps quiet that storm of thoughts many older men carry: worrying, fear, painful memories. All the things that can block arousal, even when the body is ready. This point helps bring you back into your body. It helps you breathe more deeply. And it makes the moment feel less intimidating, more inviting. I often tap this point myself, not just for intimacy, but during long or stressful days when I need to reset. It helps bring clarity and calm. And when you combine it with the lower 2 points, the belly and the feet, you create a complete circuit of energy, from the pelvic core to grounded calm to mental clarity. And that clarity can make all the difference. It turns the act of intimacy from something stressful into something connecting. It turns pressure into presence. Now imagine taking all three of these powerful points, the sea of energy, the bubbling spring, and the 100 meetings, and bringing them together into one simple flow. A short routine you can do in just 90 seconds before intimacy. That's exactly what I want to show you next. Now that you've seen how powerful each of these 3 points can be on their own, the real transformation begins when you bring them together. That's when something special happens, not just in your body, but in how you feel about yourself. I call this the sequence tap method, and it's become one of the most meaningful things I've shared with men over the years. It's not complicated. In fact, it only takes about 2 minutes. But those quiet moments can make all the difference. Because you're not rushing. You're not feeling nervous or unsure. You're simply giving yourself the time and space to reconnect with your breath, with your body, and with the moment ahead. You begin by tapping just below your belly button, where your sea of energy lives. As you do this, notice how your lower body starts to respond. You may feel warmth or a subtle shift, like something gently waking up inside you. This is your foundation. Let it build slowly. Next, move your attention to the very top of your head, the 100 meetings point. A few soft taps here can help quiet your thoughts and bring your mind into alignment with your body. It's a moment to pause, breathe, and let go of whatever worries might be hanging around. Finally, finish with the soles of your feet, the bubbling spring points. Tap gently and feel yourself become more grounded. The nervous energy melts away. You're not just centered. You're connected to yourself, to your strength, and to the moment. 3 points, 3 simple steps, and 3 chances to rediscover the quiet power that's always been inside you. One of my patients told me that he now looks forward to this small practice just as much as the intimacy itself. "It makes me feel whole again," he said, "like I'm finally in sync with myself." And that's what this is really about. The sequence tap method isn't some quick trick or gimmick. It's a way of honoring yourself. It's a gentle reminder that your body is still strong, still capable, and still worthy of deep connection. You're not doing this just to perform. You're doing it to remember the man you still are, the one who desires, who feels, and who deserves closeness just as much now as ever before. And now that you've learned the method, I want to give you a simple plan you can follow. Just a few easy steps to help you start using this tonight and begin seeing real results that last. Let's walk through it together. By now, you understand something that most men never do, that your own body holds the keys to restoring your sexual vitality. And the best part is, everything you need is already within your reach. No prescriptions, no doctor visits, no need to feel embarrassed or ashamed. Just you, your hands, your breath, and a quiet moment of care. So, what should you do next? Start tonight. Don't wait for the perfect time or for everything to feel just right. Simply set aside 2 minutes before bed or before intimacy. Use the same sequence I just shared with you, tapping below your belly button, then the top of your head, and finally the soles of your feet. Take 3 slow, relaxed breaths between each part. Give your body time to respond without putting pressure on yourself. This isn't about trying to make something happen. It's about letting your body remember what it already knows how to do. Do this for just 1 week. That's all I'm asking. 7 days. Make it a small evening ritual like brushing your teeth or washing your face. Something simple and familiar. And as you move through the week, start noticing how you feel, not just physically, but emotionally too. Are you feeling more confident, more present, more hopeful? These subtle shifts are the real signs of progress. Because when your mind starts to trust your body again, everything changes. Intimacy feels more natural. You feel more at ease. You begin to enjoy connection instead of worrying about performance. You might even consider sharing this practice with your partner. A number of the men I've worked with found that once they opened up, their relationships deepened, not just in the bedroom, but in conversation, in closeness, in trust. It starts with a few gentle taps, but it often grows into something much more meaningful. And if after a week you notice even the smallest change, more sensitivity, better focus, a stronger response, don't stop. Keep going. Your body remembers. So does your spirit. Before we wrap up, there's one last thing I want to leave you with. And it's not about where to tap or how long. It's something deeper. A truth I believe every man over 60 deserves to hear, yet so few ever do. Stay with me for just a moment longer. You won't want to miss this. If there's one thing I hope you take away from all of this, it's this simple truth: your age does not define your desire, your strength, or your right to enjoy deep, meaningful intimacy. Too many men over 60 have quietly come to believe that their best days are behind them. That fading erections, lost connection, or lowered confidence are just part of getting older. But I don't believe that. And neither should you. What you've learned today is something most men never discover. You've seen how 3 gentle taps, one on your lower belly, one on the top of your head, and one on the soles of your feet, can help your body shift from tension to arousal. How it can bring back blood flow, confidence, and that quiet sense of "I've still got it." But this is about more than just a technique. This is about reclaiming something that may have felt out of reach for a long time: your sense of self, your connection, your quiet power as a man. Maybe you've been carrying years of silence or frustration. Maybe you've wondered, is it too late for me? I've heard that question many times. And my answer has always been the same: no. It's never too late. It doesn't matter if you're married or single. It doesn't matter if you've been active or hesitant. What matters now is what you choose to do with the next moment. You've got a method, you've got a simple plan, and most importantly, you've got a body that's wiser, not weaker, with time. With just a few quiet minutes each day, you can start to feel changes that go beyond the physical. Changes in how you carry yourself, how you show up, how you feel in your own skin. So don't walk away from this thinking about what's been lost. Walk away thinking about what you're about to regain: your energy, your presence, your pride. This is your time. Your story isn't finished. In fact, this next chapter might be your most intimate and fulfilling yet. If anything in this message spoke to you, if it gave you even a glimmer of hope or clarity, I'd love for you to take a moment and let me know. Like the video, share it with a friend, or leave a comment below. Just type "I'm ready" if you're taking that first step toward feeling more like yourself again. Your voice matters. Your story matters. And you're not alone. Let's keep the conversation going. You've got more life and more love left to enjoy.